Once upon a time, in a city that never truly slept, where buses groaned at dawn and streetlights flickered like tired stars, there lived a woman named Amina and a man named Kola. They did not meet in a dramatic way. There were no trumpets, no sudden storms, no destiny shouting its name. They met quietly inside a small roadside bookshop wedged between a busy bus terminal and a row of food stalls. The shop smelled of old paper, dust and time. Amina had gone in to escape the heat and noise. Kola had gone in to escape his thoughts. Their first conversation was about a book neither of them planned to buy. Amina wore a simple Ankara dress in soft earth tones that day. Her hair was natural, pulled back carelessly, as if she had not expected anyone important to see her. Kola wore a cream linen shirt and trousers, the kind of clothes a man wore when he wanted to feel light, unburdened. When their eyes met across a narrow shelf of second-hand novels, something gentle passed between them. Not fire, not thunder, just warmth. They smiled shyly, the kind of smile that asks permission before entering someone's world. That smile became the beginning. Their love did not rush. It walked. They began meeting in small ways, short conversations that became longer, shared laughter that lingered after goodbye. Sometimes they walked together after closing time, passing vendors packing up their goods, the city breathing slower as night approached. Amina loved mornings. She believed they held promises people forgot by afternoon. Kola loved nights. He believed silence revealed truths daylight hid. Somehow, they met in the middle. Soon, they were inseparable. They cooked together in Amina's small apartment, bumping into each other in the narrow kitchen, laughing when rice burned and soup spilled. She wore casual African lounge dresses. He wore sleeveless traditional tops, humming old songs his mother used to sing. They danced without music, talked without fear, and dreamed without limits. Kola told Amina about his ambitions, his hunger to be more, to build a life that would silence every doubt ever spoken about him. Amina listened, not trying to change his dreams, only offering to walk beside him. She believed in him deeply, too deeply, perhaps. There came a season when their love was so full it felt invincible. They attended weddings together, dressed in elegant traditional outfits, Kola in royal blue agbada, Amina in a fitted gown with a matching gel. People looked at them and smiled, the way people smile when they see something they secretly desire. At night, on the balcony, city lights glowing behind them, they talked about marriage. Not urgently but tenderly, as if they were holding a fragile idea, afraid to drop it. Amina imagined a future filled with peace. Kola imagined a future filled with success. They did not realize then that they were imagining two different things. Success came for Kola, slowly at first, late nights at the office, phone calls that interrupted dinners, meetings that replaced walks. He began wearing modern African corporate outfits, sharp and polished. His reflection in glass buildings became more familiar than his reflection in Amina's eyes. Amina noticed the change before he did. She noticed how his laughter faded, how his silence grew heavier, how his touch became distracted. One night, standing on the balcony under city lights, she asked gently, "Are you still happy with me?" Kola did not answer immediately. That pause planted the seed of fear. Did not wake up one day and decide to stop loving Amina. It happened quietly. He began to feel restless, trapped by the stability she offered. Love, to him, started to feel like a responsibility instead of a refuge. He confused peace with boredom, consistency with limitation. He told himself lies. Maybe this isn't love anymore. Maybe I've outgrown her. Maybe I need something different. Amina felt it before he said it. The night he finally spoke, the living room was dimly lit. They stood apart. She wore a muted traditional dress. He faced slightly away from her, as if even looking at her hurt too much. "I don't feel the same anymore," he said. Her heart broke quietly. No screaming, no drama, just silence so loud it felt physical. Kola tasted freedom. Or so he thought. He attended rooftop lounges, city glowing behind him, dressed in stylish African fusion outfits. People laughed around him. Music played. Glasses clinked. He smiled, but it was forced, thin, empty. At night, alone in his apartment, regret crept in like an unwanted guest. He sat by the window, city lights mocking him, wearing loose traditional tops, head bowed, shadows swallowing his face. Amina, meanwhile, chose healing. She woke early, sat by her window at sunrise, wrote in her notebook, cried when she needed to, smiled when she was ready. She wore soft, Ankara robes and let the morning light remind her that she was still whole. She did not chase kola. She did not beg. She grew. Regret arrived when kola least expected it. In quiet moments. In memories. In the absence of her laughter. He realized too late that love had not left him, he had abandoned it. One night, holding his phone, wearing a simple African cotton shirt, he typed her name. His reflection stared back at him from the screen, eyes heavy with longing. He wanted to apologize. He wanted to return. He wanted to undo time. But time does not reverse. Years later, fate returned them to the same place. The bookshop. Amina stood there first, older, wiser, wearing an elegant modern African dress. Confidence rested on her shoulders like a crown. Kola entered moments later, dressed in refined traditional attire, success evident but incomplete. They stood apart. No anger, no bitterness, just understanding. They spoke softly, carefully, honestly. Kola apologized not to be forgiven, but to be truthful. Amina listened not to reopen wounds, but to close them. Love had changed them both. In the final moment, Amina stepped outside. Sunlight greeted her. She walked forward, wearing a flowing African gown, confidence and peace in her posture. The future waited for her, not because of kola, but because of herself. Behind her, Kola stood still, watching, regretting, learning. Love had come, love had gone, but growth remained. And that too was a kind of happy ending.
Please, dear viewers, do well to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.
Yeah, bye.